with this gentleman,
Yes.
the sinologist from Germany, and who also wanted to know something. So together,
Yes.
interviewing. So when I talked to the professor, and of course included your ears.
Yes.
Okay.
I must say that I still have to leave this afternoon.
Oh.
I'm going to Dali, so my time is rather limited because I still have to catch a bus.
Yeah. So
You ask your questions first, all right?
That would be very kind.
Yes.
please,
You came
in
first
English.
too.
In English, yes, I can. Have you attended the concert already?
No, we're going tonight.
No, oh, I see. Yeah.
So English.
One more question.
One instrument called the Lijiang, Lijiang, string,知道吗？
Yes.
But Mr. this Xuan Ke they are to Lijiang. That's the original Huqin of China. Then not from Arab or the other Turkestan or no, that's mistaken. So Erhu and Qinghu development the period of time of late Qing dynasty to 1911 after. 1911.
Yes. You use Erhu in the concert. There's Erhu played in the concert.
Yeah.
But so this was introduced only later. It is a kind of modernized version of the ancient of the Tang and Sung.
No. At that time, no Erhus. But later the time changed. So the music instrument added some new things.
I see. Yes. Yes, that's what.
Some three music instruments they're similar with Tang Dynasty. That's the 10 small guns you see. You saw the hanging in rows.
Yes.
10 small guns, ding, dong, dong, dong. That's the Tang Dynasty. And huge pipa. That's kind of in English how to say.
Lute.
No, a lute also, or standing guitar.
Very
But
good.
it has that.
But this style, not modern thing. Modern thing, the scale very similar with the piano. But what we used in the orchestra, you saw that.
Yeah.
That's Tang style. Tang style. And the other flute, of course, bamboo flute. The Tang Dynasty already very often used some small bands. So these three musicians, but one musician meant very, very important. The only place you can see in China that called Persian lute.
Persian lute.
What the word for lute? Two meanings. One, an instrument made of hard wood. The second, an instrument only for help the poets, Arabic poets, when they chanted their history in poetries. That's the original style, still revived by Naxi people because the Southern Silk Road and the Tea Road, trading road. So this from ancient Egypt. This music is ancient Egypt. Then Egyptian named Balbud. Then again some period of the dynasties. Then to the Persia, Iran. Then when the king Sassam, the very famous Persian king Sassam, then at that period of time, the people changed this style from line style, changed to standing style, and the 7 or 5 string on it then changed into 4. All the handles in one side, you saw that the band we used, this one thing. And by the Israms, they took these music instruments through Afghanistan, the desert area, for travel a long journey to northern India, Kashmir. Then the people in Kashmir, the musicians mainly, the Indian musicians, Kashmir, they changed goat skin into snake. Some 1,100 years ago. The goat skin in Arab area, then changed into huge snake. What do you call it?
Python.
Oh yeah, share. Then they covered with the snake skin. This happened in Kashmir 1,100 years ago. And then this by the trading man, or we call it tea road. You know,
Yes.
tea road
Yes.
through Tibet,
Yes.
to both Sichuan and Yunnan. One to Sichuan, Xichang. At the time, the name was Chung. The other to Yunnan, around Lijiang.
Yes.
Around Lijiang. Now we here. So in Sichuan province, the Han Chinese is they like to change things. So 4 stringed changed into 3. This happened in Sichuan province, that root. This, no change, keeping this original style, 4 strings and 4 handles in one side. This still in Lijiang. Then 3 strings, the music instrument they call sanxian in Sichuan province. Then some businessmen traveled to Guangzhou, Canton, Guangzhou. So the canton is called Savisha. Name changed in Cantonese, Savisha. Savisha to the northern Japan by ocean. The ship to the Liaoning, the bay.
Oh,
Yes.
the Sea of Japan.
Bohai,
Sea of Japan.
Bohai,
Sea.
Donghai, Bohai, Zhiran.
East Sea, yeah.
Then to Liuqiu.
Liuqiu.
Rikyu.
Northern Japan island.
Hokkaido.
Hokkaido.
Yeah. In your the Japanese, we Chinese call it Liuqiu and Japanese call it Liuqiu. Then the people like this music very much because the sound very strong. Tam 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 tam, like banjo in your countries.
Yes,
Banjo. And again, this movement revived by Japanese as their traditional music instrument until today. They changed the name called samisen.
Samisen.
Something.
Yes.
But the samisen originally in Cantonese, savisia. Okay?
What I
As
want
a young man,
to
you should listen very careful. I'm 74, you?
I'm 61.
But the younger sister. You?
Same.
gentlemen? Huh?
Same, 61.
Same. You?
55.
Little boy. I'm 74. But still very
Active.
young.
You are just a little boy. Her grandmother is 109.
No.
Oh!
Why I keep such a spirit, you know? The secret?
We still have to. I still want to know the name of this lute, this 4-string lute. What's it called?
Sugudu. S-U-G-U-D-U. Sugudu.
What is in Chinese, please?
Chinese
This
wrong
is
name.
Naxi.
Wrong name.
Wrong name.
Written in the history of the musical history, musical instruments history of China, they make wrong name. They call it Ho Bu Si, Ho Bu Si, Ho fire, yeah,
Ho.
Bu no, Si thinking, Ho Bu Si, Ho Bu Si wrong name. That's Turkey.
That's Turkey.
Turkey. 他们叫做 corpse.
Cops.
Because Arabic music instruments, it was once, so all the Arab they call it kops. So in Chinese translation, they gave a Chinese wrong name with Ho Bu Si. And they made it simple in mid-China. They called it Ho Bu Si changed into Hu Bo.
Hu Bo.
Hu Bo. Hu means the foreign people outside of China northern part.
Northern part.
胡
Yeah.
胡人的嘛。
胡人。
对，所以他们把这个名字改来改去的，就是不像我们这种研究的人嘛，他是详细的要有证据的嘛。
Yes.
你要 prove it out。那么这个现在的情况呢，已经明了了，它是古埃及的，太古埃及的一个乐器，叫 balbud。Then in Turkey again they changed the name. Not only Turkey but also Egypt and other 1,000 years later, they changed into wood.
Wood.
Wood, W-O-O-D. Wood. Wood family, because it made of hardwood.
Yeah.
Then corpse in Turkey. 土耳其人叫做 corpse. Then the stupid Chinese, they named, not so stupid, but they changed wrong, always mistaken. Ho Bu Si, corpse, 变成了 changed into Ho Bu Si. 所以给后来的一些学者制造了很大的麻烦。
Make much difficulty for the later scholars. So what is the final name for this?
Sugudu.
Sugudu. Now in Chinese it's Sugudu.
Sugudu. In European, called lute.
Lute.
But again, a little bit wrong. L-U-T-E, with 2 meanings. One, lute family, big, include the guitar, banjo, ukulele, and the mandolin, everything. Lute family. But the lute originated in Arabic. This one thing. The other meaning, very important, meaning of the word for lute meant an instrument only for poets, not a member of any orchestras or bands. An instrument only for poets. Poets.
Poets.
诗人 poets. 我的英语的这个发音听不出来吗？
听得出来。
你要努力学习，不然的话，你这样棒的英文他都听不出来。
他不会的。
这个简直是。
他从英国来的。
英国来，那就是算英国来的嘛，就是还是要努力了嘛。我从丽江来，我是这个部族的头。
Your Chinese is very bad.
Said I couldn't understand his excellent English. Should learn more.
This kind of perfect English, the pronunciation, she failed. That's, I told her, you must work hard for your language. Like me, like my language, it's no problem at all. But for you, stay in something called London, Oxford.
May I ask, when will this CD come out? You mentioned in the concert Yin Sung. The citation, this chanted form of writing poems.
Chanting.
Yes.
Yin Sung.
When will this CD be available?
Oh, we will do this immediately. So
I think this is very important.
Very important.
Yes, very important. I've only heard it once in my life so far.
Wow, that's the only place you can find this kind of CD all over the globe. 什么东西呢？就是吟诵，不是朗诵。现在吟诵会的人越来越少，而在边疆啊。Remote places like Lijiang.
This is a tradition of chant poems in a certain way, and this is dying out here.
It's dying out. it is disappearing. But now still the remote places like Lijiang revived very well. Chant the poems with a little bit melodies. This 吟诵, only very few scholars, sinologists in the world now still a little bit understanding. Otherwise, in China, big land, lost, dying out. There is a scholar, lady scholar, Madame Zhao, who worked in Harvard University. 赵元任的女儿，
对，您说了，对，
就她是研究吟诵的，赵元任。
The daughter of a famous sinologist in Harvard is doing research on this.
就她except the lady, probably no one researched on this kind of chanting. So the sinologist, Mr. He got the name of Chinese.
Xu Hanwei.
他还用史书里面的一堆意思命名了他的自己的中国名字。
Yunnan is famous for bronze drums, ancient drums made of bronze. I saw it in Kunming in the museum. Do you happen to know if these were used as musical instruments or just in war or for other purposes? Do you know what I'm talking about?
我知道青铜的鼓。
对，那个很早的，就是
made of bronze.
Of bronze, yes.
I know this mostly by Miao and Zhuang people, not in Lijiang.
No,
Miao people, you know,
yes,
Miao and Zhuang.
yeah.
They used ancient times in southwest China and southern China.
Yes.
They used 青铜的鼓，铜鼓，铜。The drum made of brown. 是不是？
Yes.
这个是我们那些族没有。
Your name, Xuan Ke, is originally a Naxi name.
No.
No?
Han name.
It's a Han name.
That we mentioned that Ming dynasty,
Yes.
a lot of Han people came to this southwest China for defending the Tibetan. So in this part, northwest Yunnan province, 350,000. The figure.
Yeah.
350,000. So included my family.
I see.
We originated from Anhui province for making Xuan paper.
Oh, sure. Interesting. There's one place in Anhui which is famous for this special paper you need for calligraphy and painting. So this is Xuan, this is the same character. And one more question. I read in the book that your former residence in the old town has been converted into a kind of museum. Is this true?
Yes.
Where is it? I couldn't find it.
Now changed into a small hotel.
Ah, I see.
Because we need money.
I see. I think I've seen it. I think I
just
around the corner.
Behind of the concert hall.
Yes.
The small lane.
Yes. I've seen it. There's a Dualian at the door. One line starting with Xuan and the other with Ke.
Oh, you noticed.
Is it that? I thought it must be that one.
Yeah.
They have a how do you call that? This what's Dualian in English? These two lines of characters, one on the right hand side of the door and the other on the left hand side.
We don't have a name for it.
I should know it in English, but I can't remember.
We know what you mean.
Yes, and there is one. The first characters of both. The first character of the right hand line is his family name, and the second character is the second part of his name. So he was very. Xuan Ke.
I like to make new things, different to other.
Very creative.
我喜欢创造。那么刚才我听了以后，我觉得是非常难得，这样的专家了嘛，很少。
Very few high scholars like you who came here, and he's very delighted.
Well, I'm very delighted to meet.
呀，这是第一个。第二个呢
English.
Firstly, I appreciate your work very much because your background, your biography, it means very deep or rooted in the land, northern India and Nepal, so that your great-grandfather also working the border of Burma and Yunnan province to make the map and everything. So this, not many scholars like you, and behind the background of the scholar himself, like you. So I appreciate very much this field. And secondly, you mentioned that Nepalese, one of the groups of Nepal, Gurung. They looking like very Tibetan.
Yes.
And their customs and religion, it means original religion, not man-made religion, yeah? They're very similar with the Naxi religion, Tumba, they call it Tumba. Is there anything like pictographs in recorded something?
Well, there are pictographs, but they look to, I'm told they're Tibetan. I can send you some and we could compare. I have a student who is a very good linguist, and he is studying Nepalese languages now. He is just finishing his PhD at Leiden University.
Leiden, Holland.
Yes, on linguistics of Nepal. And I would very much, if it were all right with you, like him to come and visit you, and he could come and bring examples of the Gurung pictographs.
And still using in the religion or the...
They use it in their astrology to try and foretell the future. They're little drawings. But I'm not sure whether there's much...
Naxi also. Naxi and Naxi differences between the two names. Naxi, Chinese Mandarin translation. Naxi, N-A-K-H-I, was the self-calling. And the pictographs, and this 1972, you know the Dr. Joseph Rock died in Hawaii when he was 76 or 1962.
Yes.
But after he died, then published this, some of his friends in Harvard University, Yanqing Institute. Yanqing 研究所在哈佛大学帮助他把这个东西出版。这个是72年
In 1972.
Published in
Italy.
Again at that same
Italy, in Rome.
We must try and get that.
Have they been republished
no,
at all?
No,
they haven't been
no.
reprinted.
This kind of books we call uncut.
Uncut.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
这是非常珍贵的书，什么原因呢？他没有切过这一边，不是哗的一下子，不，他给它保留这样的纸，保留这样的往下来。为什么呢？因为这个跟一些学者证明里面还没有被人摸过。那么他买来以后呢，要隔。你看，这是隔的印子。
We shall try and get
Very original.
Publishing.
Yes, it's an uncut version. Yes. Yeah.
They're the same.
No, that's volume 2.
Volume 2.
This
They're
is
both-
English.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's both. Presumably this is Naxi, the Naxi language, there's the pictogram, and there's the description of what in fact it is.
The scholar who worked on the gurungs before I went there, a man called Bernard Pinier, Frenchman, he wrote a book called Les Gurungs, on the gurungs, and he described their ritual, and in some footnotes he said, he referred to Rock's work, and he said the gurung rituals sounds very like the ritual of the Naxi, as he called them. So that was one interest in coming to see you. But I wondered, since we've got onto the language, could you just very briefly, in a simple form of course, explain when you think the language originated and in what ways it is different from other languages?
This some 1,000 years ago, the group moved from northern China.
Which part of China?
I think Gansu and Qinghai, and the northern of the two provinces in China, Mongolian people live there. So they must from a Chan people, ancient Chan people, very close in with Mongolian ancient groups. So this one thing. The other, when they came to the mid-China, two routes. One for Tibet, northern Tibet. So Tibetan called Naxi, their language called Naxi is Jiang. Then Jiang was, it meant Qiang, ancient Chan people, different with normal Chan. Ancient Chan people, as mostly the scholars believe that the Chan people from the ancient Mongolian some 1,000 years ago. So the other moved to Yangtze River, the beginning part of the Yangtze River. The other for Tibet. So now made Tibetan people and Naxi people. Many branches later, but this main originated in that group, moved to southern part of China. One became Tibetan, the other became Naxi. So Tibetan again could be divided. The linguists, they said, Tibetan could, the dialects of Tibetan could be divided into 25 different, including the Nepal, Darong.
Gurung, yes.
Gurung,
Yes.
Gurung.
Tamu they call themselves, Tamu.
Oh yeah.
Tamu.
So some of the languages, the simple nouns of their languages, similar with Tibetan. So that we know Naxi language also a part of it, Tibetan, not classical, ancient Tibetan language and Naxi language, some 1/3 of the languages, language similar with the Tibetan Naxi language. So if some of the scholars believe they are Gurung, very similar to Naxi, that could be so, I think, I believe, is one thing. And the other, the pictographs, I didn't see any examples, but if I got this kind of examples after comparative, it one of the strong proofs. Two people originated in one group.
From splitting.
Yes.
Across the valley of Yadong. Yadong, the lowest valley of the Himalayan range.
Well, the Gurung stories of their origins is that they came up from that area. They came down from northwest China, from Lake Baikal, from Mongolia. They say, the Gurungs say they came from Mongolia, from around near Lake Baikal, which is a great big lake up there.
在外蒙古，这个湖现在在外蒙古地区。
那是叫做贝加尔湖。
啊，对对对对。
I only know the lyrics of the song sent by them. 贝加尔湖是我们的母亲，就是那个湖了。哎，我知道。
But the Gurungs have very long, what they call peda luda, and these means songs and myths, very, very rich. I have collected many of them, and they tell of the story of the movement of the Gurungs from Mongolia down across China, through Tibet, down to Nepal.
That in the lyrics of
yes,
this,
in their ancient myths, which they recite when they do their funerals, because they have the best mythical story collection in the whole of Nepal. I and friends have collected 400 or 500 stories about their origins. So when also we examine and compare these, we can tell the route that they came down, and there may be similarities. They describe the way of life, the places they went to, the people they met, all in their myths. So these also would make it possible to compare the history of the Naxi.
And their priests are, as described here, they're hereditary, so that father passes to son. It's a particular clan that are the priests, and now they have no language. They do it literally by reciting, and the son has to pick this up. So he has to attend rituals. And the funeral ritual, for instance, is 3 days long, 3 days and 3 nights long, when they will be chanting in a language that many of them do not understand. It's called Chongqui. So it's a language that they don't understand, even.
Now only the funeral, they chant this.
No, in all sorts of ways, because they are shamanic priests, and their healing rituals, their ridding a place of witches and so on. In all these cases, they chant.
I can bring film next time I come and show you all their different rituals.
They use drums,
single-sided
gong,
and the bow with a string, and beat the string.
You know.
So it's very musical, very lovely chanting.
It starts, oh hi, or something like this, and they beat the upturned bow and beat the drum, and they have pheasants' feathers in their hair, like this, and they go sometimes they go into trance and possession.
Go into
trance. The gods enter them, and their spirit flies away like the pheasant, and they go around and they start shaking.
Is there some examples very similar with the original religion of Tibetan called Bon?
Yes, they are. They're Bon priests.
They're the same.
Yes.
Well, no. There are two priests. They have what they call Klebri, and they are the Bon priests.
That's right. They're pre-Bon priests.
But these other shamans are a separate tradition, much older. Much older than Bon, and they go back to China. So they have two priests, and the Bon priests are the ones they use in the funeral. They're Klebri. They wear the Tibetan headdress. Yes, that's right. But the other ones who go into trance, who they use in many rituals. In fact, if you come with me to an internet cafe in Lijiang, I can show you.
You will have broadband, have internet.
Internet, 我们的那个 internet 是在古约会 the concert hall, my office, my secretary, he controlled that machine.
Well, I can show you some of their ritual.
So, according to some ideas from the scholar Yu, and now I understood a little bit on two tribes, one called Gurung, the other called Naxi, originated in Mongolian once, then separate, and down to southern part, one for this area, the Yangtze River,
Yes.
the other for crossing the Himalayan ranges, the lowest valley called Yabdong.
Yes.
You know that?
They came over, they're now mainly around Annapurna, the Annapurna range, just north of Pokhara. So they came down somewhere around Mustang. Have you heard of Mustang or Manang?
Nepal.
Yes, in Nepal. They came over.
But one said they first stayed in Sigim.
It's possible.
Because the valley near
Yes.
Sigim.
They may have come across, yes.
Yeah. Oh.
But the Gurungs we know actually say they came across.
Yes, well, it doesn't
Did you
matter.
go through Sikkim?
Well, it
Because
doesn't
that
matter.
would take them into...
But probably more in the centre of Tibet, probably down through Manang and Mustang.
Because the first town that they, as it were, built, is...
I saw one picture, they carry goods not by donkey or
No, that's right.
mules, but by sheep.
That's
Yes, these are the Gurungs.
A very difficult route.
Yes.
Yes.
Guru means shepherd.
Oh, a shepherd.
Mm.
Oh, the name of Guru means shepherd.
Shepherd, yes, in Nepali.
牧羊人。
Yes.
我们看见了，他们的运后的 caravan journey not by mules or horses， 不是那些马队，是羊队。哦，这个羊 sheep or
Yes.
goats。
The Naxi language is supposed to be unique, very different from anywhere else in the world. Is that right? And when did they start doing this writing? When they came to the Yangtze?
1,100 or 1,200 years ago.
They just invented it.
They also shepherd.
Yes, they were shepherds.
Shepherd.
Really?
With
是牧羊人嘛，我们丽江人。那是
with sheep?
sheep, goats.
Yeah, just the same.
Same.
Oh.
Fantastic.
And while they
This
found
is
some
really rare.
Yes.
grassland or
Yeah.
some stream,
Hmm.
then they stay a moment.
That's right. Just
Then
that.
again, this sheep, they tied. Then moved to
That's
new
the
place.
same.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same
Always
as the Guru.
move.
Yeah, that's right. Always moving.
Mm.
And they only settled in the lower valleys 150 years ago.
Mm.
So they're very recent settlers.
Moving
in
down,
Nepal.
down.
Down.
And now, of course, they grow rice and use buffalo. But in their stories, the buffalo is a very strange animal.
Yeah? No.
It doesn't figure in any of their old myths.
Oh.
And the
Yeah.
buffalo is dangerous,
Oh.
interestingly.
Wild buffalo.
But buffalo at all.
Oh.
But inventing a written language
Mm.
is an amazing thing for a society to do,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you've got Chinese language just next door, because they must have known about it. So does anyone know why they...
No. They created this kind of written language by the tribesmen only, not helped by other people. But something very special, because the scholars, they research on this linguists, they said some word, for example, the sun, the moon, and the river, the pictographs, very similar to the Chinese 甲骨文。甲骨文是什么？
I don't know,
Ancient
Mm.
pictograms. Yeah.
And very similar with the Mayan writing. Mayan writing. Why we don't know? Because we all belong to this.
Well, they're the same Mongol people, the Mayans and everyone else.
Probably.
Yes.
There's some scholars.
They went across.
这个玛雅的这个文字 pictographs. Some of they had done some good works. Very similar. Very similar. And I visited London, the Great Museum, British Museum, and the part of the Egypt.
Yes.
Egypt part. I saw many mummies. Mummies.
Yes.
Then inside of the coffin,
yes,
a branch of huge tree.
Yes.
Then inside, they wrote many colorful pictograms, graphs.
Yes.
And outside, one huge branch, the other smaller. Then here, 这个叫做什么？这种人是裹起来的那种。Mummy 就是中文是这个说。木乃伊。木乃伊，我们看见了一些象形文，很多的象形文在他的棺材里面。这棺材是一根树挖空，那么小一点的这个它的历史写在里面。外面我到过了，我到过大英博物馆。在外面那个里面也有很多的象形文，其中非常相同的是数字。Very similar the word as I knew that the number, the numerals of the both Naxi pictographs and the Egyptian pictographs, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, the same writing.
How strange.
Then why? We don't know because.
Except you were telling the very interesting story of the movement of the lute from Egypt right across through Afghanistan, right along the tea road to here. So why not language?
Why not?
Why not?
Pictogram.
乐器都可以这样跨越山山水水。
They might have got some of the pictograms coming across as well. That reminds me, as Xiao Xiao mentioned, I've just written a book on history of tea, the world history of tea.
You know the word original word of tea originated in
Canton?
No, Fukien.
Fukien. There are two different words, aren't there? There's cha and there's another word.
Tea. Tea 就是 Southern Fukienese.
Tea.
Tea.
Yes,
so
that's right.
Probably from that ocean out.
That's right.
这个闽南话了 tea. 所以 tea 这个字 and again the animal yak.
Yes.
It's Tibetan.
Yes.
Yak. Probably grown.
They call it, well, they call it cha, don't they?
No, not tea. It means yak.
Yes, they don't have
They don't
yak.
have yak.
Oh, they are low.
Yes.
They're low.
Low.
Yes.
So they've never used them. They use the sheep.
No.
Carry things on. But you were saying something very interesting about the tea road.
Yeah.
I've heard of the Silk Road, of course, the famous Silk Road. But I've never really heard of the tea road from, well, Turkey or Afghanistan or wherever, coming right across to here.
Well, and to Tibet.
It would be very interesting. Have you got a map?
Lijiang here. So the trade, this, I think 3 or 4 routes to both Burma and India.
Yes.
Yeah. So this also from here, Bhutan,
Yes.
Sikkim, Nepal, and India. Then they travel with tea from Yunnan province around here. then to Dali and Lijiang, from Lijiang to cross the mountains in the Mekong, Sawin, to here. Here,
Yes.
Mankan, Chandu, the Mankan, then Lhasa, around here.
Mm-hmm.
Down and cross the Himalayan valleys to Bhutan and Sikkim.
Mm-hmm.
Then very much 这个他们到这个地方是要经过这3条河，江。
They have to pass the 3 original branches of Yangtze River.
Not only Yangtze River,
Oh, okay.
also Mekong and Sawin. 就是那个怒江、澜沧江、金沙江、
Golden Sand
长江。
River, Lu River, Lancang River. It's the World Cultural Heritage.
Yes, center.
Yeah.
And then where does the tea road go after that? It goes to here, to Lhasa, and then where?
Then Sikkim, the border.
Sikkim.
Sikkim.
And then down into India or across?
India. First to Darjeeling, so then to Colombo.
Kalimpong. Yes.
Then for some of the businessmen, Delhi and New Delhi and Calcutta. Many scholars had done very good work on researching the tea route.
Yes.
But I have got only in Chinese. Probably some of the scholars mentioned a little bit about this route by 我翻译过这个东西。
He translated this into Chinese.
And
how long do you think China has been exporting tea along the tea road into the uplands, in the pastoral regions?
I think at least 1,100 or 200 years.
Excellent. That's marvelous.
这个很简单的问题，人家已经做了非常多的研究了嘛。
There are many research on this already, so it's definitely thousands of years ago. 1,000 years ago, at least.
1200年。
Yeah, 1,200 years ago.
太白就有了。
It is
因为在这个
absolutely
剑桥大学，它
very clear now.
Okay, you'll have to argue with David Sneath with me.
Times crossed this area for researching some 27 years. He researched on this area for 27
Where are his photographs?
His photographs.
Where are the original? The original ones are kept where?
Who is it?
I think this is the only one.
Is it Aris?
No, I mean the photographs he took. The negatives are they in?
Negatives.
Are they in America or
In Harvard University.
Harvard University?
Yanqing. Now you saw this kind of.
Oh yes, that's exactly like
Yes.
Shamanism.
Yes, that's right.
That's one of the priests. Wears this.
This Naxi.
Yes.
Oh.
That's
That's
Naxi.
interesting. This is Naxi.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
And they use
The
drum.
Gurung Kleveri wear this, and they use a drum like
And
that.
they use this.
Yes, they use that.
This.
Yes, the little figures.
Oh, yes, the
Made
little
of
figures. They,
rice.
they make these of clay. They make these of clay, but they make figures of rice too.
And millet. They
And
call
millet.
them kedu.
Kedu.
你看，就是那西的东巴了嘛，
东巴。
东巴
This，
但
is
是这个
Dongba.
就是那些东巴。
No wonder they thought they were similar.
Yes, they're very similar. Look, take a few.
You can tell
photographs.
direct.
Oh, one question. Is there any music or folk music in Gurung
Yes,
people?
they.
Not only unison, but like chorus, men and women
Singing together.
singing together, but a different.
Yeah. They talk to each other in song.
Not conversation, but both the same time. In Naxi, very famous and very ancient form, still revived very well, mountain villages. They sang in the funeral, a man driving, shouting, "Oh, like this. But the female goats singing.
Oh yes. They sing like that. Yes.
The Goron people, is there anything like
They don't exactly like that. No, I think
only unison?
well, no, not in unison. They sing in harmony, don't they?
Yes. Yes.
But the men sing in harmony, and the women, it's separated. They have what they call dikori klonva, which is pigeons or doves playing together. So the men sing a verse, usually young men, to the women. The young women sing back to the men, like this.
That's the very we say in ethnomusicology modern things.
Yes.
But the both.
I don't think so. Not like that.
Mm.
They have a very famous dance, but it seems to have been invented about 300-400 years ago. It is called the gato sheba.
For what?
It's a ritual dance, and young girls who are, in fact, again, if we go to your secretary's office, I can show you some of them dancing.
And you can hear the singing.
And you can hear the singing there. The men singing, a long drone. The one man sings, and then just before he finishes, or 2 or 3 men sing, just before he finishes, the other men come up underneath. So it is continuous.
Oh, like a canon.
Yes, that's right. And it has to go on, it goes on for 3 days.
Oh.
And if they make any mistake, then the girls will die.
Oh.
And so it is sacred music.